What if the air began to disappear? The year is 2037. Scientific stations in different countries detect a disturbing anomaly. Oxygen levels in the atmosphere in certain regions drop by 2 to 3% within just a few days. At first, it is dismissed as a technical error within the instruments, but soon the data is confirmed from multiple sources. Scientists cannot explain the cause. The atmosphere is literally leaking into space. The first stage seems local. In several isolated areas, people complain of shortness of breath, headaches, and drowsiness. A month later, it is already impossible to stay there without oxygen masks. The authorities officially acknowledge the problem, but insist it is under control. However, the real catastrophe begins when nature itself starts dying along with the oxygen. Forests turn into graveyards of trees. Rivers are covered with dead fish, and birds fall from the sky. The disappearance of green zones triggers a domino effect. Ecosystems collapse, animals die, farms shut down. Hunger and disease arrive even before the economic crash begins. As low oxygen territories begin to expand, governments and private corporations launch a new product on the market: household spacesuits and compact air supply systems. They resemble a hybrid between hiking gear and a spacesuit. The first batches are outrageously expensive, and only the wealthy can afford them. On the black market, cheap knockoffs appear, masks with small cylinders that last only a few hours. Cities fill with people wearing bulky helmets, and lines stretch for blocks at government-installed oxygen refilling stations. Scientists try to find the cause, but time is against them. Oxygen dead zones keep growing, swallowing new regions. Within 3 years, nearly half the planet turns into dead territories where being without protection means death in minutes. Air in the remaining living regions becomes thinner, and the migration of refugees sparks chaos. Cities that still have somewhat breathable air construct temporary atmospheric domes, transparent structures made of polymer and reinforced glass. But this only delays the inevitable. Inside the domes, oxygen is pumped in by machines, enough for just a few blocks, and the structures themselves only last a few months before falling. Governments that survive the initial days begin constructing deep underground complexes, bunkers with autonomous life support systems. The heart of each bunker is the machine, a giant converter that extracts oxygen from deep within the earth by breaking down minerals and releasing gases. This is the only technology capable of sustaining life without an atmosphere. Maintenance of the machine is entrusted to a special cast of technicians working in 3 shifts. A single mistake means death for everyone. Each bunker can hold up to 100,000 people. Entry to a bunker is strictly controlled, and there is not enough room for everyone. Selection is based on profession. Scientists, engineers, and doctors are prioritized. Young, healthy individuals capable of having children are given preference. The rest remain on the surface, hoping to survive until a new complex is built. 6 years later, the moment arrives when the air is gone everywhere. Cities where light still shone not long ago are now dark and deserted. Buildings remain intact, but inside, silence. Plants die, and water in open reservoirs changes. As all living organisms perish without oxygen, the planet's surface becomes like Mars, dry, freezing at night, scorching during the day. Solar panels are coated with dust, roads are cracked, and once green parks are now gray wastelands. Life in bunkers. After the complete disappearance of air, humanity fully transitions to underground living. Bunkers become the new cities. Life underground quickly changes culture. Seasons vanish. Days are regulated by artificial lighting, and in communal halls, screens show videos of the old world. Green forests, oceans, fields. To preserve mental health, virtual reality zones are created where one can walk along a beach or forest trail. Order is strict. Crimes, theft, or sabotage are punished harshly. Even minor offenses can mean exile to the surface. The currency becomes metal coins engraved with the image of a tree, a symbol of lost nature. Going outside is an event that requires weeks of preparation. Expeditions leave in search of metals, spare parts for repairs, or scientific samples. Expedition suits are heavy, with a double oxygen supply system and protection from extreme temperature changes. The surface is dangerous, even without living creatures. It hides threats such as ground collapses, debris falling from buildings, and storms that can sweep away a person like a grain of sand. 20 years later, murals depicting life on the surface appear on bunker walls, the only historical memory for children born underground. They have never seen the sun, and for them, it is a myth. Each bunker has its own customs. Some hold evening singing rituals, others have a tradition of collective screenings of old films. Trade between complexes is carried out through sealed sealed tunnels, exchanging seeds, technology, and medicine. Sometimes expeditions return with discoveries from old cities. Some skyscrapers still stand intact, but in their windows, only dust shimmers in the sunlight. The end. Humanity has survived, but lost its former world. We are no longer the planet's masters, only its underground guests. Life has become a struggle for oxygen, and air, once invisible and free, has become the most precious resource of all. Perhaps the greatest lesson of this apocalypse is that even the most ordinary thing can vanish, leaving us in darkness where every breath is earned through struggle.